Alright, let's talk about valid mountain array. So you're given a real integer array, return true if only if it's a valid mountain array. So this is constraint, so it's just increasing, and this is actually decreasing, right? So you do have a peak in the mountain, and you just have to know this peak is the only peak in the array. So if you have several peaks, this is another peak, local, this is absolute peak, and this is not correct. So you can actually have the two pointer, which one is on the left, the other one is on the right. So for the left pointer, you traverse to the right, and you will hit a point when the value is decreasing, right? So increasing, and you decrease, right? So you will hit a point when you decrease, and you just memorize the index, and you're doing the same thing for the right index, traverse from the right to the left. So still increasing, and there's a pointer, there's an index where it's actually decrease, and then you just memorize the index, and at the end you just compare if the index are matched or not. If it's true, then you just have to return this index, and it's going to be true for the valid mountain. If not, just return false. So I'm going to code it and you'll follow up. So in input to array.length, other than the array.length, and I is equal to 0, j is equal to -1. And while I less than actually, okay, so when you compare, right, it's going to be I and I plus 1. So this is not exactly correct, because when you compare, you have to think about the index I plus 1. So this will be the constraint for the value. So I plus 1, you have to do I plus 1 instead of I, because this is not correct. Like when you just hit a point, when I equal to a -1, right? You don't have any possible element after this, so this is not correct. So this is the I plus 1, and you will do the exactly same thing for the j, and that we can write about j less than array j -1. So what do we have to set a constraint for j? J -1 greater than 0, right? And this is n. So think about it, like when you keep comparing, like you have to know there should be an index. Which has a peak before you hit the end, right? There should be an index on the when you traverse from the left to right. There should be a peak on the way to the end. So you don't say it's less than equal or greater equal. This is not correct. This is not a mountain. You need a peak in the array. This is what you need to do. So return I if I is greater than 0, if I move, right? And also j is less than a -1 if j move, right? You have to move, right? And also what? I is equal to j. This will be the solution. Let's just run it and see if I have any error or not. Nope. And I'm out of bounds. So I made a mistake for the plus, so it should be decrement. So I made a typo. Alright, this should be the solution. So just in case you didn't catch what was I mentioning about j, you have to keep comparing from the right to the left. So you just have to decrement the j, not increment the j. So this was my mistake. And let's just go through one example. 0, 3, 2, 1. Okay, 0, 3, 2, 1. This should be easy. So 0, 3, 2, 1. So I will start from here, right? And I plus 1 will start from here. So this is increasing, and you move your I, and this is decreasing, right? So you stop at this point. You don't actually execute this line, And same thing for j. Start from here, and then j minus 1 is j minus 1 is here, right? And this is increasing. All right, decrement. J, this is actually increasing, right? You decrement. And this is not increasing, right? So when I say increasing for j, you have to just go through the end to the right, go through the end to the beginning. And if the number is increasing, that's good. But if the number is decreasing at this point, right, then you stop at this point, and then you compare the I and j and the equal sign, and this will be the solution. The time complexity is all of them, right? You traverse every single element, be honest, almost everything, right? Almost every element. So time complexity will be all of one. Space is local, so constant, and it should be all of one. And this will be a solution. And if you feel helpful, subscribe, like if you want it, and leave a comment if you have any question. And I will see you next time. Bye.